The upcoming Supreme Court term is set to be a game-changer, with a series of pivotal cases that will test the boundaries of presidential power and shape the future of American democracy. The nation's highest court is about to decide the fate of some of the most controversial policies and practices of the Trump administration, and the implications are far-reaching. Let's dive into the key cases that will keep legal experts and the public on the edge of their seats. Presidential power and economic agenda. In early November, the justices will consider the legality of President Trump's sweeping tariffs, which have been challenged by states and small businesses. Two lower courts have ruled that the president does not have the unilateral power to impose such tariffs under emergency powers laws. The administration, however, argues that the president has the authority to regulate importation, including through tariffs. This case could set a precedent for the extent of presidential power over trade policy, but here's where it gets controversial. The conservative-liberal divide on the court could lead to a highly polarized decision, with the conservative majority potentially siding with the administration. If so, it would be a significant victory for Trump's economic agenda and a blow to those who argue for a more limited executive branch. Firing independent agency members. In December, the court will tackle another contentious issue: the president's power to fire members of independent agencies at will. This case has already seen the conservative justices allow the firings to take effect, despite lower courts ruling them illegal. The outcome seems clear, with the conservative majority likely to overturn or narrow a 90-year-old decision that required a cause for removal. And this is the part most people miss. The implications of this case extend beyond the Trump administration. It could set a precedent that allows future presidents to exert more control over independent agencies, potentially undermining their autonomy and the checks and balances of our democratic system. Birthright citizenship and immigration. The court will also consider Trump's executive order denying birthright citizenship to children born in the U.S. to parents who are in the country illegally or temporarily. This case challenges more than 125 years of understanding and a 198 Supreme Court ruling. The administration has appealed lower court rulings, arguing that the order is constitutional. The outcome could have a significant impact on immigration policy and the rights of millions of people. Voting rights and campaign finance. A case about congressional redistricting in Louisiana will be argued in mid-October, with the future of electoral districts with majority Black, Hispanic, or Native American voters at stake. Louisiana, led by Republicans, wants the court to reject any consideration of race in redistricting, which could bring major changes to the Voting Rights Act. The conservative majority on the court has been skeptical of race-based considerations in public life, as seen in their 2023 decision ending affirmative action in college admissions. The potential impact is huge. If the court sides with Louisiana, it could allow Republican-controlled states in the South to redraw political maps, eliminating virtually all majority Black House districts, which have traditionally been Democratic strongholds. This case could reshape the political landscape and further polarize our nation. Transgender rights and sports participation. The justices will hear cases from Idaho and West Virginia, where transgender athletes won lower court rulings allowing their participation in sports competitions. The Supreme Court's decision in June to uphold a ban on gender-affirming care for transgender youth left broader transgender rights issues undecided. Now the court will consider whether to uphold or strike down laws barring transgender women and girls from participating in certain sports. A thought-provoking question. Should transgender athletes be allowed to compete in sports teams that align with their gender identity? Or should biological sex be the determining factor? This case has the potential to impact the lives and rights of transgender individuals across the country. Justice Alito's retirement rumors. Justice Samuel Alito, who turns 76 in April, is rumored to be considering retirement in 2026. While he is relatively young by Supreme Court standards, the political landscape and the possibility of a Democratic Senate and White House in the coming years may influence his decision. Retiring next summer would allow Trump to appoint a conservative replacement who would likely be confirmed by the Republican-led Senate. The intrigue deepens. Alito's potential retirement could shape the future of the court and the country. It's a decision that will have long-lasting implications, and the legal community and the public will be watching closely. As we await these momentous decisions, the Supreme Court term ahead promises to be a thrilling and controversial ride. The outcomes will shape the course of American democracy and the lives of its citizens for years to come. Stay tuned, and don't be afraid to share your thoughts and opinions on these critical issues.